Hey, everybody, my name is John DePietro.
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camper Report Show.
And on this Camp Report show, Bob, I'm going right to the back of where I am right now. I'm going to take you through what I consider, and I know you agree with me, the best value in RVing today, a park model RV. We went through a finished one and we went right through the factory. Our viewers are going to really enjoy it.
Well, they are the best kept secret in the RV industry, and hopefully we'll create a few more sales for the manufacturers that do it so well. Uh, I've got a interesting interview with Cindy Heisler from the Honor Network. You know, we've all heard of the Honor flight that takes World War II veterans down to Washington.
Yeah.
The Honor Network works with law enforcement agencies, first responders, parades, education, inspiration to recognize the local law enforcement and first responders. Quite an interesting interview. We caught up with Cindy at the Grand Design display at the Tampa Super Show.
Okay. Those stories, plus all the news of the week. Where do we get all that news that we talk about every week?
From Rick Kessler at RV Business and Woodall's Campground Management, and the editor of Woodall's Campground Management is our friend Ben Quiggle. So between Rick and Ben, we never run out of news.
We never run out of news. We want to let you know that if you enjoy this show, as you have been for the past over 2 years, just hit that like button and the subscribe button and share it with other people as well. We'll be back with more right after this, right here. Where, Bob?
On the Camper Report Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Camper Report Show. It's the news segment. My name's John DePietro, and his name is Bob Zagami. And Bob, there is so much going on in the industry today. But you know what? Let's start with a topic that whether you have the largest, most expensive diesel pusher or just a pop-up, you've got to deal with. And it's not the number one topic in the industry. What is it, Bob? It's what?
Waste management, sanitation.
It's
and
the number two topic.
It's the number two. Oh, I see where you're going.
You get that.
Not number one, but number two.
And our friends at Thetford have a milestone that they're celebrating. And would you tell us about that, please?
Yeah, 60-year anniversary for Thetford. It has been a primary name in the industry ever since 1963. Actually, when did I graduate from high school? 62. Yeah, so they the year after I graduated from high school, so I've been able to follow them all that time. But they are committed to high quality and specifically designed sanitation products for RVs and RVers. And Mary Pulio, who we've had on the show before, is the executive vice president, and she's got a whole campaign coming out this year on social media to reinforce the brand, the name, and the role that it plays in the RV industry. And I can't think that there's many people in the RV industry with some type of RV who have not had a Thetford product in the years that they've owned the products.
Yeah. And you know, it's very interesting because the history of that company is such that you had a father start it. I mean, his kids are involved with it now because he was dissatisfied with the existing plumbing in an RV that he owned. So he said, you know what? Very similar to the Campers Inn story where people got into the business because they were dissatisfied with the current offerings. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, they have kind of an engineering background, but that's why how some of the best products in this industry may be similar to others, but maybe not. They've been generated by people who use the existing products and say it's not good enough. It's not worth the aggravation. So
Gotta be a better way.
Better, Doug Schwartz at Wastemaster did something similar. There's a lot of people in this industry that have invented out of necessity new products that became very popular. In fact, became the mainstays for the industry based on a poor experience with a poor product.
Okay. So as we move along from a time-tested topic, how's that one, Bob? A time-tested topic from Thetford. Let's move on to a new topic in the RV industry, and it's very similar to RV. It's called EV, and our friends have put together a new type of battery. Now, I'm not a chemist or anything like that, but there's all these new kinds of batteries that are coming out because I think the RV industry realizes that, as our friends from Winnebago displayed just a few weeks ago in Tampa, that EV and RV are going to get along well, but they've got to be usable for longer range situations. Talk about that.
Well, that's true, and I think one of the things, and we don't sugarcoat things here, but one of the things that's certainly driving it is the amount of reliance that all aspects of our manufacturing have with China, and China is creating some situations that make it very difficult for companies that have gone there to manufacture their products, or just the public resentment of having a product come in from China. So Ford is investing $3.5 billion in a new, what they call a lithium iron phosphate battery. And I'm like you, I didn't do well in science and physics and all that crazy stuff. But they're going to build a new plant in Michigan that'll be in production by 2026.
Yep.
And will employ 2,500 people. And it's critical that the lead on this is coming from the automobile industry, because we sell more automobiles than we do RVs. But the RV industry will be the beneficiary, and the RV consumer will be the beneficiary, because we are going to have electric RVs, maybe not for 5 or 10 years in mass production, but we are going to have them.
Yep.
And it's got to be American companies that provide the products and the services that are in these vehicles, and the technology will see significant improvements over the next 5 years to where it is very cost effective to what they want to do, and putting these electric RVs out on the street.
Yeah, and just as we learned just when we talked with our friends at Winnebago when they introduced the EV2 in Tampa, that our friend Russ Garfin, who's one of the engineers on this project, realizes that the front end of the vehicle, meaning the Ford part, needs to be more sufficient than it is right now. So, you know what, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years down the road, but you know what, all this research and development takes time, and we will be the beneficiaries of waiting for it. Now,
well, there's smart people at Ford, and they're not going to spend 3.5 billion thinking it might work.
Or put it this way, they'll be looking for work if it doesn't work.
Right.
Okay.
They'll have the answer for you.
Now, another thing that's going on that's very interesting because of economic trends going on right now, with the increase in interest rates that companies need to borrow money. It costs them more money to invest in products. There's somewhat of a slowdown in the sale of RV parks. Now, we talked a few years ago, or actually just a few months ago as well, about the rapid speed of new companies, new investment companies coming into the RV park industry. Now, the amount of business being generated at RV parks is still way up there because of all the new people that have come in. But it seems as though just in the past few months, when the interest rates have gone from 4 or 5 to 7%, that the slowdown has impacted the transactions, but not the enthusiasm.
No, and it's a natural business cycle. When you get that accelerated inflation over a short period of time, you really have to slow down the development process, because you're going to have to recalculate every aspect of the project.
Yep.
That by itself is going to put a halt to a lot of the activity, so that they don't jump in at a high interest rate without determining if there's cost factors that can be taken out of the project, or if you just abandon that project and go to something that might be a little bit less expensive. So just as we've seen the RV dealers with more normalized sales in the 2019 timeframe, the days of selling at list price and over list price are over.
Yep. For now,
the consumer is driving the sales discussion, because they know that they can get discounted products with dealers that have large inventories. And thankfully, with a lot of the campground expansion we've seen the last 2 years, we have more campsites available. So we'll just have a little dip where the acquisitions from the large consolidators will slow down a little bit. Probably more importantly, you'll see more slowdown at the mom and pop, the small local campgrounds, one campground, one area where they're going to be subjected to really high interest rates,
Yep.
and they don't have multiple avenues to increase revenue. So you will see it across the board this year.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So if they don't increase revenue, but they can increase voltage and amperage and all that other stuff. And that is my not too professional segue into discussing our friend Mike Sokol, who I call the modern day Mr. Wizard. Remember that show, Mr. Wizard, the old black and white TV that used to be on
Right.
Saturday morning? Well, Mike, who already has a national footprint, has taken his game one level up and now is doing some work or did a podcast with Motor Trend.
Yeah, I love this. When you get the attention of Motor Trend and the automobile industry, because again, the RV industry is kind of like the bastard child that was off
Yep.
on the side.
Yep.
It's there and it's kind of a nuisance. But when we get the attention of the RV industry, and certainly it's centered around pickup trucks and electric pickup trucks. So we know that there's issues right now with the technology that once you put a trailer on the back of a pickup truck, you automatically reduce the range 50%.
Yep.
So the industry is looking towards Mike Sokol as the RV expert that can guide the industry on what they should and should not be doing if they want to keep making, if they want to have the RVers keep buying
Right.
the RV trucks. And it is a fast growing segment of the market. So it's very smart on Motor Trend's part to get them on the podcast to talk about EV towing and explain it, especially so that when you think about it, the Motor Trend audience is not necessarily an RV audience.
No,
there's
not
a lot
at all.
of people that they get exposed to. But now with the popularity of the RV industry and camping, those people are looking at RVs. They're looking at trailers. They're looking at motorhomes.
Well, when you look at truck ads on TV that show, a conventional gas truck, when they're selling them, they're showing them driving on scenic roads, pulling Airstreams. So, RVs have certainly come full circle as far as being mainstream items that people, now buy. There is a lot of disagreement, though, with the amount of range loss that you incur when you hook up that trailer to the pickup truck. The other thing that the industry is not fully aware of yet is the drag on the new vehicle because of wind and elevation. So if you're driving up a mountain with the wind coming at you, the range is going to be decreased considerably. And the only way you're going to be able to tell how much it is by actually testing in the field, because I don't think there's any way that you can realize that or make that testing in a laboratory.
Yep. And I wonder how many people noticed everybody gets excited about the ads that show up in the Super Bowl every year. So you might say, well, what's the Super Bowl got to do with RVs? Mm-hmm. Well, one of the most popular ads in the Super Bowl was from Ram, who made one of the initial first introductions of the E-Ram truck, and they showed it pulling a large fifth wheel toy hauler right out the gate with their very first ad of it. So there's serious stuff. They know that they have to pay attention to the RV industry, and it's a good thing for all of us.
Yep. And if you want to find out all about the RV industry, just like we do, where do you get your information? Where can one get their information on the inside scoop of the RV business? Where can they get that, Bob?
From RV Business, from Woodall's Campground Management. Rick Kessler is the managing editor, general editor of it, and Ben Quiggle's the editor of Woodall's Campground Magazine. And between the two of them, we get everything we need for the Camper Report Show.
And we want to invite our viewers to stay with us. We've got two great segments coming up right here. Where?
On the Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everyone. You know, every day we hear more and more about the term park model RV. A lot of people don't know what one is, but we're going to go in and see exactly what a park model RV is. And we're going to a unit built by Elevation, and we're just going to look around. Wait a minute.
Good morning, John.
We've got the president.
How you doing?
What's your name?
My name is Joel Letterman. I'm with Elevation Park Model Company.
And you're based out in Indiana,
We are. We're in Elkhart,
the mothership for
Yes,
RVs
sir.
in America.
RV capital of the world.
You know, Joel, you hear more and more people talk about park models, but they don't really know what they are. In my personal opinion, they're the best value in housing, let alone RV market. Take us through here.
Well, so park model RVs are 400 square feet. That's the max you can be. So we take our floor plans right up 399.9. So this is a stick-built house on a frame. We fall under the RV umbrella, but we still are titled as a trailer. So in the right setting, you're not paying property taxes like you do on your home. This is just 2x4 construction, fully insulated.
Wait, you said 2x4.
2x4 walls.
So
Yes,
it
sir.
really is, it's a home.
It is a home.
On wheels.
Yes, sir.
But you only you drive the wheels from the factory to the dealership and then the dealership
That's
to
correct. Yeah, these typically go to one site, they get
Yeah.
blocked up, and they stay put. People will use insulated skirting around the bottom, they'll build a deck or a porch or an attic room, and this is basically a vacation home for people who are focused on one site instead of traveling camp to camp every weekend.
Okay, so right behind you, it appears to be a residential refrigerator and residential
Full-size appliances. We use GE, which are the best in our opinion. This one has a slate package, but yeah, you're dealing with residential grade cabinets. I mean, we use a dovetailed drawer, solid wood box, ball bearing slides. Everything's really nice and finished out, residential style cabinets.
Okay, and you got a regular microwave.
Absolutely.
A gas stove.
Gas stove with a nice griddle for cooking your pancakes.
Oh, people who like to cook like gas.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
So this one is set up with solid surface countertops, which we build in-house. Nice farm apron sink. But yeah, this is just a much different product. I mean, you talk about the money of affordable housing. We feel special in a way that you see fifth wheel campers out here for
there's even a video.
160. Yeah, this is my factory in Elkhart there.
How you build them.
Yes.
And you've been in this industry for quite a while.
Yeah, going on about 8 years now. My partner Brent Kataw, he's been in it longer than I have. So, well, we're bringing a new perspective to the market and just trying to really focus on quality.
And it's real furniture, it's not toy furniture.
That's correct.
Right?
Yep.
Now, as far as floor plans and coverings, wall coverings, flooring, etc.
Yeah.
How much choice does a customer have?
That's a good question. So going back to the basically you're building a house aspect. I mean, you're picking from 5 linoleums and 6 cabinet colors. You know, you're picking from a couple wall panels. A lot of shiplap choices. You know, we did a full height fireplace in this one. But yeah, it gives the customers that sense of custom. You know, that they can pick out their own house. Come back here to the bathroom. I'm going to show you this shower.
I mean, we're talking airiness here because we really have double
Full height ceilings.
windows.
Excuse us, guys. Can we sneak in here?
Sure.
They're checking out the bathroom too. What'd you think of that shower?
Nice.
Thank you.
You didn't use it, did you?
I won't tell you.
Oh, we'll know in a minute.
Come on in here, John. So we have, this is a non-loft, so we have a full height ceiling. So this shower allows us to take a full glass panel. These are PVC panels that is 3D printed on, and so it's very watertight. But we got a big, nice rain head shower up there. So yeah, this is things that you can do in an RV and a park model that a lot of people don't know about.
Okay.
You know, even moving on back, we've got washer dryer here in the hallway. Nice washer dryer cabinet.
Oh,
A lot
there
of
we go.
storage. Step into the bedroom here and you've got full height wardrobes. They're well
Okay.
lit with can lights inside.
Lights that open automatically when you
Yep, so a
close
lot of drawer
open.
space. We at Elevation use cordless blinds, so that's another safety level. Your kids aren't going to...
Oh, show how those open
Yep,
there.
so these go all the way up and they shut.
Just like that. Just like that.
So you want to pull them down, they close, and then you go right back
Right
up
to the
a little
end.
bit, and they're open.
Yep.
So again, shiplap at the head of the bed.
Plenty of lighting though. So even you got your shades closed with privacy, you still get to
we
see
use all
the.
LED can lights in our units, so it's efficient. Not going to get hot to the touch and burn you. So yeah, just a lot that we're able to do in a park model that isn't necessarily available to the rest of the RV market.
Okay. We want to thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank
You know,
you
we saw porches and stuff. They're all, well, let's just go back there. Let's just show how we can add those on to extend your living space.
Elevations featuring blinds in the door at this show. That's a new feature.
Okay. So this doesn't come with it. You can buy this from a...
That's correct. Yeah, a lot of suppliers are doing sunrooms and porches and attic-rooms out here, which enhances your living space. I mean, you're basically doubling.
Doubling.
Yeah, which is crucial.
Yep. And then you've got a deck right there.
Nice porch there on the front.
I know we have friends that own park models that have put on a room, but also have an open deck.
Sure.
So it really gives you a lot of opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Tell us once again your company.
We're Elevation Park Model Company. We're out of Elkhart, Indiana. We're coming up on a year of being in business, and we're thrilled to be a part of this, and appreciate the Boston show.
Mike here from RV Blogger. Don't waste hundreds of dollars on an external GPS for your RV. All you need to do is download the RV Life app right onto your phone. This app is so cool. It has RV GPS built right into it. So you can load all the specific measurements and weights for your RV. It'll give you directions safe for your RV to follow. And by the way, if you have RV Trip Wizard, directions for your trips upload into this GPS automatically.
We're back at the Camper Report Show, and I'm with Cindy Heisler with the Honor Network. Cindy, great to see you here at the Grand Design Display. Tell us a little bit about the network and itself.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Thanks for having us. So the Honor Network, that's our 501c3 nonprofit organization. We have the United States Honor Flag, which is a single American flag that travels the country to honor America's heroes, killed in action and killed in the line of duty. So we honor the service and sacrifice of law enforcement officers, EMS, fire, and our nation's military.
So important.
Yeah,
so important.
Absolutely.
And now, are you full-timer?
Yep, full-timer, been on the road just over 5 years.
Wow.
So yeah, it's gone by quick, and we made the decision to go full-time on the road in our grand design so we could honor more heroes, honor that service and sacrifice, and that's the least we can do.
What a tremendous calling. So you're in a Grand Design unit.
Yes, sir.
And Grand Design got wind of what you're doing. They know what you're doing. So now you're part of the impact team.
Yes.
Which I think is
Yes.
just an amazing idea for Grand Design to get behind. Tell us your role as a member of the impact team.
Yeah, so the impact team, very cool, very exciting stuff. So we're a couple Grand Design owners, and we're going to bring all the good stuff back to into Grand Design, and that involves getting involved in the community, giving back. Volunteering and sharing patriotism amongst all of our owners and across the country, everywhere we go. So we're just going to make an impact wherever we are, whatever we're doing, impact people all across the country. So super excited to be part of this team, and a lot of really good stuff ahead.
And bringing back the American spirit. When you get into a community, how do you let people in a community know about your organization? Or if they're interested in working with you, how do they get a hold of you?
So when we go into an area, we contact the local first responders, so police, fire, National Guards, just get a hold of them, let them know, because part of our mission is to honor, educate, and inspire. And so education is a big part of what we do. So going into a community and sharing that, and just being out and talking with people and sharing what we do and bringing that spirit of patriotism alive.
Give us a couple of examples of what you do when you're out there on the road and into a community. What are some of the projects?
So most of what we do, unfortunately, our time is spent honoring that service and sacrifice of our fallen heroes. That takes up a lot of our time. With Grand Design, we do usually 14 to 15 rallies every year, and so it's a great opportunity for us to educate other Grand Design owners, that they end up sharing with friends and family about what we do, and it just, that spirit of patriotism is well and alive in America, and we just want to share that, right? And we want to bring that importance back of our veterans like yourself that have served, and never forget that, because all of us that are out there RVing, we wouldn't be doing that if it wasn't for individuals like yourself that serve.
Thank you.
Yeah. And freedom isn't free, and so to remind people of that is just so important. So we're involved in the rallies, and when we go into a community, we also pre-COVID, and we hope to get back into this, but we were talking to kids in schools, elementary all the way up to college, and sharing the importance of patriotism and integrity and loyalty and all the all the important things in life, and sharing that within the schools.
Well, you're
you know,
right.
and sharing, talking about our heroes.
Yeah, and it's not on the back burner. You're bringing it back to the
Absolutely.
front. It's fashionable now. It's kind of in vogue. It's a shame that we were on the back burner for quite some time.
It needs to be front and center.
But it's front and center. Everybody loves it. Everybody wants to talk about it. They were just blocked out, but they're not going to be blocked out anymore.
No, we're front and center, and we're full speed ahead.
What's that?
Tell us about your arms.
So, my ink, this one here is my 9/11 arm. I was serving law enforcement with Durham Police Department in District 3, so that's the DPD D3. And just a reminder, it's a conversation piece, and for me, it's a reminder to never forget, and every day, the towers are on there, Flight 93 and the Pentagon are all on the arm, and, it's a conversation piece, and it brings, meeting new people, and they see the ink and they see the never forget, and everybody knows what that means, right? They know it's 9/11, so it just starts that conversation, and what do you do? And
I'm
just goes from
curious.
there.
Did the Honor Network come first, or did the Arm come first, and then how did they tie together?
So.
It's attached to her.
Yeah, it's attached to me. So up here on the arm is a picture of my hands that are actually holding the United States honor flag. So I served in law enforcement for 19 years, and then we lost one of our own in the county. I worked for the city, but we lost one of our heroes in the county, and the flag came in to honor Derek's service and sacrifice, and that's how I became involved in the organization. And it's a way that I can still work side by side with my brothers and sisters.
Wow, well, that's a tremendous story under such tragic conditions. But
It
we
is,
see it we just see it too often.
Yep, absolutely. But if we could bring a little bit of peace and comfort, to the families
Sure.
and to the agencies that are hurting, it's what we're there for.
And remember,
to,
like you say, remember them and comfort the people in the community.
absolutely, and it's our commitment to make sure that their service and sacrifice is never forgotten.
And that your dedication and service to it are never forgotten.
That's exactly right.
All right, Cindy,
Awesome.
thank you very
Thank you so
much.
much. Greatly
Appreciate it.
appreciate it,
All
sir.
right.
Thank you so much.